Hola amigos. You know, most of the videos that I do here on my channel living in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, usually have to do with the Puerto Vallarta area and the neighborhoods in Puerto Vallarta, and a lot about the available condos for sale and all that sort of thing here in Puerto Vallarta. But I'm actually going to take a weekend here and I'm going to take off. I'm going to go down south of Puerto Vallarta, about 2 hours south. It's a little village on the coast called Tehuamixtle. It's beautiful down there, so I believe. I've never been there before. So Cooper, my dog, and I are going to take a drive down there and check this place out. So a little bit of a different video, but why don't you come along with me here and we'll check out what it's like a couple of hours south of Puerto Vallarta. Let's go. Hey folks, before we hit the road here, I kind of want to remind you to like our videos and subscribe to our channel below. It really helps us out. So listen, if you are thinking about moving at all to Puerto Vallarta in the next 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 months, please send me a text, an email, or call me so that you can be the first to know about the market here in Puerto Vallarta. And I'll help you make that smooth move to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So come on, let's go. All right, guys, before I show you the weekend that I had down in Tehuamixtle, I think it's pronounced. I pronounced it totally wrong on the introduction to this video. It's Tehuamixtle, I think. Anyway, I went there for the weekend, so this is the trip I took, and I'm going to show you here on the map where exactly it is. It's about 91 kilometers south of Puerto Vallarta, and that's about 57 miles or so. Now you go down to 200 and then across over to the coast. So it's only about a 2 hour and 20-minute drive. And the reason it's a little bit longer is because you do go off the main road. And the roads are pretty good all the way out, except for just the last little bit where it's a dirt road into Mayto. And then when you drive from Mayto down to Tehuamixtle, then you have a little bit of a dirt road there as well, but it's not too bad. Anyway, let me show you here on the map where I went. So this is Puerto Vallarta right here, and then this is the 200, which is the main road that leads out of Puerto Vallarta. Now, I went through the middle of town, down through the Zona Romantica area and out of Puerto Vallarta back onto the 200 here, and on the south shore of the Bay of Banderas. And then after Boca de Tomatlán, 200 then goes down south away from the coast. So you drive down here to El Tuito, which is a little village here on the 200. And then at El Tuito is where you branch off and you head west out to the coast and out to Mayto, which is here. Let me just pull that up a little bit. Sorry. So El Tuito, cross to Mayto, and then here's Tehuamixtle. My gosh, I have such a problem trying to pronounce that. Anyway, Tehuamixtle. So that's where I was for the weekend. So let's go check it out and see what you think of this place and the drive there. It's a fun thing to do. So let's do it. I live a little northeast of Puerto Vallarta's downtown area, so I'm headed south on the palm-lined main boulevard, which is the Highway 200, through the central part of Puerto Vallarta and down into Cinco de Diciembre, Centro area and Zona Romantica. I can never drive on the South Shore without making a stop to look over the breathtaking view of the Banderas Bay and the famous Los Arcos. Okay, so after about an hour heading south on Highway 200, I took the turn off of the highway and headed over to the town of El Tuito. It's a quaint Mexican town with a church and a square at its center. After asking for directions at the square, I headed west to the coast and Mayto, where I booked a room at the Hotel Mayto. After another hour drive through the countryside on pretty good roads, and I finally came to the coast and the little town of Mayto. I got to the Hotel Mayto in time to see a magnificent sunset. The beach at Hotel Maya is amazing, well worth the drive from Puerto Vallarta. The guests at Hotel Maya were mostly young families, and there were not that many people staying there while I was there. The hotel itself is very basic with more rustic style rooms, but the price was reasonable at about $85 a night. Cooper wasn't allowed into the restaurant, but he could watch me eat my sunset dinner in the palapa. The food wasn't bad either. After a good breakfast the next morning, I set out on the mostly dirt road to Tehuamixtle, just a couple of miles further south. Cooper and I took a couple of minutes to take in the fantastic view of the bay and the beautiful beach. Tehuamixtle is a cute little village with basically one cobblestone street that leads down to the bay and the beach. I just couldn't resist taking a quick walk through the village and checking out all the flower-lined street. Lunchtime, so I hit Candes restaurant and had 12 of the most delicious oysters while I watched the guy below the restaurant shucking fresh oysters that had just come off of the boat. I highly recommend coming here, even if it's just to check out these great oysters. Time to hit the beach for the afternoon and catch some rays. Man, what a beautiful beach it is too. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and when you come to Puerto Vallarta, whether it's just to visit or to make it your home, be sure to take this side trip south to Mayto and Tehuamixtle. The oysters are amazing and I guarantee you won't regret it.